Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back here to the Launch Pad. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Zachary Albert. I'm the host here at the pad, and this is our fourth weekly night hangout. And yeah, we're numbering it that way, but this is the last one that'll have a number in the name, as we are excited to be doing some polling starting later tonight to have you guys select the name of what these new weekly night hangouts are. So we'll be putting up some polls later in the night, so make sure to stay with us. For that, we're going to be trying out some new Kerbal crafts as well that were sent in our Discord. If you are not in our Discord yet, make sure to head on over. There's a good half of it that's open for free to anyone to be part of. You can send in your Kerbal crafts, and we'll be flying those. Make sure to like the broadcast, subscribe, and share it out. Let people to come out. We're going to be hanging out tonight for probably 90 minutes to 2 hours, just talking about everything that's happening in space, some updates we've been hearing the last couple of days, playing Kerbal, and answering your questions. You might notice that the studio looks a little different. We're at a different angle. There's a big light box now behind me. We're in the middle of doing some changes to the studio. We're probably about halfway done, and we will be doing a studio tour here. The plan is kind of early to mid next week, giving you kind of a full look at what the Launchpad studio looks like, all of our equipment, and then you'll see some spare part videos that come out after that that'll kind of do a review of some of the equipment. If you want to be setting up your own YouTube studio. We've had a lot of questions from people, what equipment I'm using, so we'll be putting that in as a new playlist on the channel. Behind me, you see our new light box for doing all of our Lego kit reviews, 3D models, and things like that. It can fit pretty much anything we need. It's really, it's massive, and we're excited to have that in here. We've got a lot more 3D models coming over the next few weeks and months, and into the future, and we want to make sure we give those to you. We've got promo codes that'll be coming out here shortly as well for some different models that you can pick up, and as well as links if you want to pick them up on Amazon. But make sure you're dropping your questions in the chat. We'll be getting to those. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're in our Discord, feel free to head on over to the live comms channel and jump in there. You'll be able to communicate with us directly. I know we've got Marcus, one of our mods, in there tonight as well, so feel free to come hang out. But I'm going to pull up Kerbal here. We were sent a couple new crafts in the last couple hours, actually, which has been great from Jira, and excited to try that. We tried out that Starship last week, if you were with us. So some updates have been made. We now have a Super Heavy. We also have a Blue Origin lander that we'll be trying in a little bit as well. So a few different crafts that we're trying out here. So I'm just going to pull one of them up, and we'll get started from there. We've got a question here from Golden. Will Inspiration 4 take people from St. Jude Hospital to space? Great question there. Absolutely. So what's happening with the Inspiration 4 mission? If you haven't watched any of the updates about it, there's a couple videos on our channel. You can head over and see the Super Bowl ad, which we got to release actually before the Super Bowl. And you can also check out our first interview with Jared Isaacman, the commander and benefactor of the Inspiration 4 mission. If you don't know what Inspiration 4 is, it is the first all-civilian flight to space. Now, I always, when we're talking about this, recognize that there have been previous private civilians that have gone, but this is the first one that everybody on board is a civilian. No one is a fully trained astronaut, and that's really going to be setting a milestone for that. There are 4 seats on board Crew Dragon, as we've seen with Crew 1 and 2 and with the DM2 mission. They're going to be flying in the Crew Dragon known as Resilience. They will be renaming Resilience with a new name for the mission. We're not sure when that name will come out, but Jared Isaacman did say that while they were still in orbit, didn't want to say anything confirming it just because, you don't want to curse ships and stuff. But now that crew is home, we're expecting to see that here in the near future. So we'll hopefully have that. So there's 4 seats on board: the Prosperity seat, Generosity seat, the Hope seat, and the Leadership seat. So the Leadership seat will be filled by Jarek Isaacman himself. The Hope seat is actually going to be filled by, blank space, Haley. I want to say it's Arsenault. That sounds right. Arsenault. She will be, Haley, there it is. She's going to be in the Hope seat, and she is actually a physician assistant at St. Jude's Hospital, but she's also a pediatric cancer survivor. And she also has a prosthetic. So I believe she's going to be the first person in space with a prosthetic as well, which is really amazing. You know, she's young and she's, you know, really setting that record of a number of firsts and really opening up space to more people, which is really cool to see. And then we have the generosity seat, which is being filled by Chris. I'm probably going to say it wrong. Sombrowski, I believe it is, who was the winner of the Inspiration for donation contest. So anyone who donated over the course of February and was entered in for a chance to win the seat, he had donated. Actually, his friend was the one that won the contest, but because his friend couldn't go, he was like, hey, my other friend also had donated. Why don't you choose him? So they were able to transition over there as he qualified. And then the last seat is the prosperity seat, which is being filled by Dr. Sian Proctor, who is an entrepreneur that won the contest of the Inspiration for prosperity seat competition, which was you had to do a video, launch a Shift for Shop store, things like that. We interviewed a number of the competitors. We didn't get a chance to interview Sian before she won, but we have a number of other interviews that you can check on the channel as well. So definitely take a look there and get to know their stories. We sat down with Mary Liz Bender, who you probably all know and love from Cosmic Perspectives, but also have now seen a number of times on Everyday Astronauts stream. And we really got to sit down and get to know her story and just the journey she's been on to the point where she's at now, living on the road to Mars and covering Starship. So definitely check those out after tonight. But great question there. So absolutely, Inspiration 4 will be taking someone from St. Jude's, both a former patient and a actual current staff member. And Jared Isaacman did an interview with NBC probably last week and a half ago. And the question was, you know, will it only happen once? Will there only be one Inspiration 4? And, you know, this mission is really setting the standard. And I think Jared's answer to it was, you know, this has to go completely right for us to continue doing this. But if it goes completely right, this opens a huge door. If it goes wrong, it pushes it back, similar to what happened with Challenger, unfortunately, with civilians on that. So hopefully it won't be the last. It'll be the first of, you know, really taking that next step until Starship's ready, which will then start taking mass civilian trips into space. So, but good question. There's always so much about Inspiration 4. I love the Inspiration 4 mission, so I could talk about it forever. But let me remember to pull up this craft here. And we'll go load. And just trying to find this one ship. I'm just not seeing where the ship went. I just downloaded it in, so I want to make sure we open up the right one here. Give me a brief moment. Let's see if it's this one. But if you're just joining us, welcome. Feel free to drop questions in the chat. We'll be answering your questions all night, and I'll be pulling up Kerbal here in just a moment once I find a couple of the ships we've been looking for. I'm actually going to quickly reload Kerbal here because I don't think it saved them. So stand by here. Few announcements that we did here today. One, we'll be doing a flash update on probably tonight or early tomorrow morning for you guys. Is there was some more excitement in the HLS contract story, I guess you would say, for it, that the Senate has passed a different resolution or something, but basically making NASA have to do 2 contract bids They have to pick 2. So we'll be trying to get a little more info on that. Apparently, it was like one of like a bunch of things on one package. So we're trying to get a little more information other than just, here's what it is. But looks like SpaceX might not be the only one that has to be selected for the human landing system contract, which will cause a lot of issues based on the fact that there is absolutely no budget for it. So absolutely there. Welcome, Rear Lava Dragon, to the Discord. Good to see you there. One thing I forgot to mention while talking about Inspiration 4, it actually connects in quite well while we're getting Kerbal to load up here, is we are going to be doing a fundraiser. We launched it earlier today, and it is the first TLP Cares initiative that we're doing here. I always want this platform to be able to give back when we can to important causes, so we will be doing a fundraiser, and we can't do it right now, but when we are able to do super chats and stuff, you'll be able to give through that way. Anything from these weekly night hangouts will go into that. But if you're interested in giving, the best way of doing it, even when we can do super chats, is to give through the link. And Marcus just dropped it in the chat. Thank you so much, Marcus, there. That is a way that 100% of what you give will be able to go directly to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital and helping find a cure for children's cancer. So we want to be part of it. The goal is $200 million from everybody, not just our channel, but from the world. Jared Isaacman generously wrote the first $100 million check at the start of the fundraiser for Inspiration 4. And I believe they're at 16, 17 million so far. So we want to do our little bit here. So head on over, check out that link. I know times are difficult. A lot of people are out of work and are getting through it. So even just sharing the link, even if you can't give, is a huge help for it. Encourage others. And if you can give even just $5, that's a huge help. We have a goal of 5,000. We want to see if we can get that for them. But anything we are able to send their way, we know will be used really well and to impact a lot of lives. So invite you to check that out. We'll bring that up on and off over the next couple months as we do these weekly night hangouts, as we want to be able to give our support in that way to St. Jude's. Really good organization, does so much work. And I think we can see that with Haley being part of the mission. It's really awesome to see that. If you do donate, let us know in the chat. And I've got the fundraiser open, so we'll definitely give you a shout out here and a thank you. You also get a direct thank you from me privately later on as well. So yeah, thanks for checking that out. We won't try to always ask for money here. We don't want that to be what this channel is. We're here to enjoy space and space flight, space engineering, and future of space and STEM. So thanks for checking that out. We've got a question here from Princess Bloom. When do you think the first astronauts will really land on Mars? That's the big question, isn't it? I think realistically now, are you talking NASA astronauts or are you talking any astronaut? If you're talking any astronaut, I think realistically we could see SpaceX taking its own astronauts separate from NASA, which they can do. They are legally allowed to do that. They would have to go through SpaceX training and all that, which they would have to get more licensing and stuff from the FAA and all of that. But I think we could see that happening, especially if now the Artemis program, unfortunately, is probably going to get really pushed back if this HLS contract has to be awarded to 2, because NASA just doesn't have that budget. They barely had the budget for 1 award, let alone 2. And the next option, that was the next cheapest one, is double what SpaceX wanted. So really not an option to split it there. I think realistically 2024 we'll see Starship test flights to Mars, maybe cargo on board. Like if it works, great. We sent some cargo rather than just an empty ship. 2026, maybe Mars flyby. I'm thinking 2026 we'll see a Mars flyby. The question is, do we land it? I think that's where, a lot of people are wondering, the first time we go, like when we went to the moon, we didn't land on the first mission. There were flybys. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I think 2026 we will have humans at least in orbit of Mars. And then I think either 2026 or then the 2028 window for sure we will have. Definitely by the end of the decade. SpaceX seems promising, but they seem to be getting into so many crashes. So theoretically, they haven't actually had that many. It just seems like it. A lot of the media has been blowing up how many crashes they've had for it. If you watch me playing Kerbal, you're going to see way more crashes than SpaceX has actually done. That's a promise. SpaceX they've only flown 5 Starships, and they landed 1. One of them they launched in like the worst possible weather conditions, which most people didn't think they were actually going to launch it at all. So I think that shows partly just how good Starship is it did fly. It came all the way back to the pad. The issue was it didn't land it, and they had to blow it out of the sky because it was probably off course. Okay, Mark is saying they landed 2. Technically, they did land 1. And then it caught fire, and then about 9 minutes later, it blew itself out of the sky on its second flight. So technically, yes, they landed it, but it was crooked and sideways and a lot of other issues. So successful landing, capable of restoration. SN15 was the first, and we've actually just seen them yesterday lift SN15 back onto test stand B, which means they are going for another possible round of testing with it and possibly another flight. Which will be something very interesting to see, as that is all new protocol that we have not seen before. So keeping an eye out on what's happening there. SN16 is stacked and ready. SN17 just needs its final stacking, and then it'll be ready. So SpaceX does have FAA approval for 2 more flights right away without needing to request more. So we could see a second flight of 15, or we could see 16 and 17. I think they might have to get special approval from the FAA for a reflight, since it's technically the first time they've reflown one. But I'm not too sure on that one. On the actual like logistics, it depends what's been built into their agreements with the FAA. I don't know what's going on here tonight, Garrett. Your crafts, though, are in the game, are not actually showing up here. Let me try another option to try to load them here. We'll just make a new game. But yeah, 2024 cargo, 2026 crew flyby may be landing, 2028 definitely landing. 2030, I think, is when we'll see the first like large convoy go. I think they're probably going to launch. We're not sure how many they'll send the first time. On that first mission, whether like if they're going to just send 1 Starship and a couple cargoes with it, because they want to land a number of cargo vessels in advance of when the first crews arrive, obviously, because they need to be able to set up a habitat and live there for a number of years. Yeah, if you've watched The Martian, it's going to give you a good idea of what you can kind of expect on just some of how the pre-supply and everything goes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. There's a lot of unknowns, a lot of unanswered things, and that's basically because Starship isn't proven yet. Once SpaceX knows Starship, like we know it works, once it's proven, that is when a lot of these questions will start getting answered on what is happening with the missions, what's the mission plans, things like that. So we'll keep an eye on those, and we'll try to bring you flash updates anytime we do hear anything about that. So make sure you've subscribed if you're new there. See a number of people watching, so welcome. Make sure you hit the like button. It really does help the video out, and feel free to drop in any questions you've got there. I'm just trying to get up these crafts here. I had them up earlier today. We were doing some testing, and it doesn't seem it wants to load tonight. Yeah, the media always, like, it's funny because like the China rocket, absolutely not something that, you know, like we would think we'd live through in this day and age with our technology. It's China's rocket. It's not a new rocket. It's a very old rocket. It's not the first time this has happened. It's just the first time the media's picked up on it. It's also there's going to be 10 more of them. And I know my local media, the day after it crashed, did a story on, oh, well, you got to be scared. There's 10 more of these that could hit us. My city can't ever be in the path of it. We're like nowhere near the trajectory lines. And they're doing a story on, we're too far north. And they're doing a story on, we are going to scare people. I'm like, yeah, it's something to be serious about. It's a big, dangerous piece of metal, but it's not new. And I think a lot of the media, like, and I say we as the community, try to know space, and we follow it so we know kind of what's going on. The media doesn't. They get the news press releases of, oh, SpaceX blew up another rocket. Yeah, but what did they learn during it? Welcome, GameStrom. Great to see you here. Orange Guy, I've seen those weird gray cylinders homes for Mars and seem like they really, and it seems like they will really work. Yeah, there's some really interesting options there for what they have designed for homes on Mars. The first things, we're going to be living in starships probably for the first decade, I think. Realistically, we might see some habitats come in as well, but it's going to be a lot of living in starship at the beginning. And then some of the inflatable facilities as well. If you look at some of the different organizations like Bigelow, and now you can look at, Sierra Space. They have their inflatable habitats for the moon. They might be able to work on Mars as well. So we'll be watching those. But definitely, things from the movies just becoming real here. Your crafts are not wanting to show up tonight. And it's not that they're not wanting to load. They don't want to show up in the search engine. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the files here. So we're going to pull up the Starship from earlier and play with that. And we might do a Falcon 9 here because we want to get some Kerbal in tonight. And we will maybe do another live stream later this week to try some of those. Okay. Prison. Wouldn't it feel like a prison living in a cylindrical home for years? I mean, maybe. Now, like, these aren't going to be tiny homes. Like, you're going to have a small room. Like, that's for sure. But it's not going to be like a jail cell small either. Your bed area might be, but the actual like home you're living in is 9 meters. So it's not huge, but you're going to have 6 floors or so on it as well. And then, you'll be busy. One Starship is the size of the International Space Station. We spend 6 months up there. So I think the fact that you would have some level of gravity and some normalcy and the ability to go outside and not just float off will give some options there. They actually look very comfortable. They have a lot of windows and huge. Yeah, the inflatable crafts have a lot of comfort in them. They're designed to really live well here. Rocket Lab is launching on Friday, right? Will you be live streaming this launch? Absolutely. We'll be covering Rocket Lab. We've just been waiting for some final times. I believe they've now released those. So we will schedule a live stream here in probably next few days to have that. But we will definitely be covering Rocket Lab. It's been a little bit since we've had a Rocket Lab launch, so excited to get back into it. We're going to pull this up here. There we go. And I'm going to put this in the corner. There we go. So we are streaming it this way. And we're going to give it a try. So this is the Starship from Jira. I always say your name wrong, I think. We'll give it a try, and then we'll answer some more questions, and I'll reload Kerbal and try to get those crafts loaded here. But we're going to go for a launch off of our platform. And we're just going to try to do what SN15's done. We'll try to do something there. Hey, Dragon King, good to see you. If you're just joining us, welcome, everyone. This is our 4th weekly night hangout that we're going to recover this here. 4th weekly night hangout that we do once a week. We tend to be doing them Wednesday evenings and need your help for names. So if you have a name idea, we're still taking name suggestions for the next little bit. And then while we're live, I'll be dropping in some polls on our community tab that you will be able to go vote. And we'll start to round down the name opportunities over the next few days. And then next Wednesday, you will see the first of our, whatever our new weekly show is kind of going to be called. We've had some really interesting ideas. We've had the landing pad. We've had extra gear. We've had, what else have we had, Marcus? We had lots of landing pad. We had the Trivent, which was like depress, discuss, and hang out or something. I like that one because it covers kind of a lot of things we do. So we're definitely going on a much higher altitude than this one because I started talking, but that's okay. And we're going to go into belly flop here. There we go. And says Odin, think about that. I thought they'd be small as possible, seeing the minimum size. Yeah, the inflatable things open up a whole new ball game. The one inflatable can be launched on a 5-meter rocket for, like, they're talking for the space station or for the moon. Can be launched on any 5-meter rocket, and when it's fully expanded, it's 3 stories tall. So they're quite large and have quite a bit of options. Those ones don't have too many windows. They're more like porthole windows and like the nice big windows, just because obviously the support structure needs to be there for the inflatable and it needs to be able to shrink down. But there are some options there. Marcus is a huge Martian fan, so if you got questions about it, drop them in and I'll ask Marcus because it's really great there. But it does show a lot of what realistically we could see happening here in our lifetime within this decade. When is Inspiration launch? Sorry, I had to leave for. Oh, no worries, Golden. We are from what we have been hearing. It will be on. So they're targeting September 15th or so for a early dawn launch. We're just going to. Actually, we're going to automate our landing because this is Starship and that's what you do. And we'll see if we can recover this back to the pad here, which I'm not sure we're going to be able to do at this point. Might be doing water landing. But they're targeting September 15th was the last update that they did give for a dawn launch. Obviously, that can be moved. They have to figure out still which booster they're going to use, but they will be using Crew Dragon Resilience, which is now back until that mission. It won't be flying again until that mission for it. Yes, there definitely needs to be some Boston Dynamic dogs or robots sent to Mars. Yes, yes. There's more sand and water on Mars. How they be assembled? How the inflatables would be assembled? They would probably have to pack down, bring something to pack down the surface a little bit, or find a place that they could like brush away the surface, and then they'd be able to lay it out. The bottoms would have to be much more reinforced, probably on a metal. Well, that really worked fantastically there. Great job, MechJeb. We're going to reload that and try that one again. But yeah, so there would be stuff there. Will Starship be able to get more payload to Mars? Yes, they will be able to. Right now, Crew Dragon, they said, because people are asking with Inspiration 4, obviously the big question, weight limits and size limits and different things there. Oh, yeah, I turned the engines off on that one. That's why they didn't fire. That's a good point there. We'll try that again. But yes, there still are limits within, but Starship, those limits will probably be almost nothing just because of the size of it. Liquid fuel rockets can't land in water. Well, I mean, they can. They'll still crash once they hit like the 0 point. But we're not going to be trying that here. Yeah, Martian's really good. Really gives an idea of. Well, I mean, I'm not spoiling anything of it, but there's stuff that happens in the movie that we hope we never have happen. But some of the pre-stuff in it is really great. I'm going to try to bring this in here. That's I'll definitely check. Yeah, definitely watch it there. Yeah, the um most people know the movie, but the book actually has quite a bit in it. Garden and Mantic, since your channel is still new and you're trying to draw more subs, I feel like you need to stick with the Launchpad Live. You just need the channel name out there more, start come up with the nicknames. Just yeah, absolutely. And we can definitely, do seasons of it. This is going to be the first one. But we'll definitely be trying to do some oh no. Oh, we SN10 just not as quickly here. Golden, when do you think the orbital pad will be built at Starbase? They're building it now. Even the support structure is coming up now and being built. So there's definitely, we're going to be seeing it come up here quite quickly. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, working, try to get some camera sources there for being able to show you guys some pictures from the ground of what is actually happening there. I found it. It's called the Martia, and it can apparently be built from the rocks on Mars. Yes, there are some 3D printers that they're being designed for on the surface of Mars, and those are really interesting to see the idea, because then that is going to save. It's very much like the Moxie airfit system that we saw tested a few weeks ago, where they were able to make the first ever oxygen on Mars out of the Martian air. If we can do the same thing with like printing materials, yeah, if we can do things where we start printing materials there, that is what is going to really start giving the opportunity to give us more of a real chance of actually being able to live sustainably on the Martian surface, because we'll have to stop, like, we'll always probably rely on supply missions from Earth to some degree. There's always going to be stuff until we really start having quite a bit of advancements. We will be seeing that requirement, but eventually, hopefully, that will not be as big of a requirement, and we'll be able to start seeing more opportunities there. Just pulling up the files here to try to actually give this an opportunity. I think I figured out the error we were having. So I'm going to relaunch that. But while that relaunches, one thing we'll do is give you a little preview, a little behind the scenes of some of the things you can see over on our Discord, or if you're a Patreon, you can definitely take a moment, check that out. Everything from Patreon goes into the channel and helps us expand our studio, the inspiration for missions and things like that. But one of the things we have been working on with our team, and it's open to people to comment on and kind of help build up. Marcus has been a huge part of this. He has done 99% of it, as I've been working on advancing the studio here. And this is our flight database. We're excited to be hopefully bringing this to you guys in the near future on a website or an app platform. And this is a database of every launch that has happened in history. We're not talking just American launches. We're talking all launches. And we're been building that. So if we go down here to today, there are these rows, and this is showing all the flights of everything back from the 1950s. And we'll punch this in and try to see if it comes up any clearer for you guys. It looks a little pixely on my end. So let me screen share this a different way, because if way one doesn't work, way two will. So give me 2 seconds here, and we will. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's a little clearer here. So I've got a couple questions we'll catch up on here in just a moment, but here is this incredible database we are working on. for it. So you can see here the list of all the missions that have happened on May 12th. Yeah, so we've been going through there. We got all the way up to 2020. We definitely saw a very interesting part of it, that there was a launch from Wuhan a year ago. We'll just leave that one there. But lots of different missions there. We've got all the shuttles are in. We're currently working our way through all the Soyuz program. We've got Rocket Lab. We've got testing in here as well. Here's a beach abort test. I don't even know which rocket. Okay, this was the Mercury rocket. So absolutely ton of data that we were putting here. We want you guys to be able to look up and see what rockets launch on what day, and maybe it's an anniversary or a birthday or things like that. So sometimes we'll pull this up and take a look at what has happened on this day in history, and kind of go through it there. Dragon King asks, why do you have mannequins behind you? I was waiting for that question. And what is that thing that has the ISS? So 2 very good questions. We'll be doing a full studio tour here that really takes through everything. The mannequins behind me are actually because I also run a not-for-profit organization. It's a youth and young adults organization. We do events and concerts and conferences and stuff. So it's actually wearing some of my merch. It's called Youth Alive. If you want to take a look at it, I mean, you can. That's not the point of the Launchpad, but youthlive.ca. You can take a look at our website there and some of the things we have planned. So that's why I have the mannequins. I've been thinking when we do kind of maybe phase 3 of the studio, we might be seeing if we can get a SpaceX spacesuit and one of the shuttle suits or something, and putting that on. We do have our SpaceX helmet, and yes, it does fit the mannequin. Also fits my head. If you go back to Crew 2 docking, you can see me wearing that, or Crew 1 splashdown, actually. You can see that helmet there. We'll be doing a review on it, getting you a link for where you can pick up yours. But that's why we've got the mannequins. And the box that you see behind me here, if we just turn this a little more, this is our photo booth. So this is where we'll be able to do our reviews. I've got it as low as it goes, brightness-wise. It goes quite up there. But that is where we'll be doing some more of our... We'll do that one. Some of our product shots and things of that, of 3D models, Lego sets, reviews. We do have plans on doing some of our own models, hopefully in the future as well. So we'll be doing those. And then some of our own apparel and merch and things like that. So that's our booth. It's 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. So we can fit almost anything. Saturn V will fit in there, taken apart, not standing. Couple models that we'll have coming in the near future that won't fit it, but then those will just shoot on this bigger product wall kind of backdrop behind me there. Is there a day that does not have a launch on it? There are still a few days, not many, but there are a few as we're still going through. What we tend to do is we go fill in everything from today, and then we start back wherever we left off, and we're working in reverse. So we're slowly going forward day by day, but then we're working faster in reverse, and eventually we'll catch up. So we'll hopefully have that completed probably another month or 2, maybe, depending where we're at. Currently, we have, I'm just going to round up, 2,000 rows of data. We've got 1,992 rows of data, and we're probably just almost halfway with all the data there. So tons of launches. I think some of the, we've had days that are already over 25 plus launches on a day. When we were live, actually, we were going to mention this. We had the 3 launches in 3-hour stream a couple weeks ago, and we said it was probably the first one, but we're working on something to find out. This is what we're working on for it. We did find a couple other days that have had 3 launches within 3 launches in a day, and I believe we have found one that was just slightly longer than the 3 in 3. So we found one that's close. It's within the 3 hours. The one we broadcasted was like 2.5. So there are some opportunities there. Are there really that many launches happening? Since 1956, I believe, is the earliest one we have in here. There have 57. There have been a lot of launches. There have been over 1,950 Soyuz alone. Launches well over 100 shuttles. So quite a few. It adds up pretty quick. Rocket Lab, is 15. We're into the hundreds for Falcon 9. So it's starting to pick up. And we're tracking all the data. So we're tracking not only the rocket, but the capsule, the booster, the landing site, the crew, the payloads, all that data. So you'll be able to have access to that in the near future there. I wonder what day has the most launches. Actually, Marcus can take a look and see based on the data we have right now. Once we have the full data, we'll be able to give a more definitive. So Marcus is saying April 8th, 1970 has 3 launches within 3 hours. So that is what we're going off here. And we're pulling up Kerbal again because that's what you're here for. Hopefully we'll be able to pull up these Kerbal builds from Gura. Let me know what to call you. I want to call you something. I want to call you right. So let me know what I should call you there. And hopefully we'll be able to pull up these new builds here. But yeah, some good questions. Had a number of questions about the studio, about the models from Bohemzo and Lego. And we have some other ones. We have some promo codes that we'll be able to give you as well for some of the models and stuff there. And if you want to pick up some of the ones that are like the Lego ones, we do have our affiliate links coming soon. Just call me G. I can do that. I can call you G. That works. Let's see here. And we're just loading this up. Here we go. There, I found one of them. What spacecraft is the tallest? Still the Saturn V, the Saturn V. Right now, yes, because SLS hasn't been built. Once SLS is built, the original SLS will not be, but there's versions of SLS that will be. So actually, if you ever watch any of the tours right now in the VAB, there's big banners in the high bay in the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building at Kennedy Space Center, that show the height of the shuttle, of the Saturn V, just to give people an idea. It's the world's largest building of the one-story idea there. And there is a flag for the SLS Space Launch System, but it's actually below Saturn V. Eventually, it will actually have to be increased by the fully stacked SLS for it. Good question there, though. But there will be versions that are shorter. Starship is, I think Starship's a little bit higher. We're not too sure. Since we don't know the final design yet, it's kind of hard to say will it or won't it, but let me pull up our screen share here. There we go. That's what we've been wanting. This is the vessel we've been looking for. This is by G. This is his Starship with Super Heavy. We did some a little bit of testing earlier, and we're going to keep trying it out here and give it a try. One thing with Kerbal is you can't fly you can fly 2 crafts within some distance. We're going to just try to get, I think the first one we'll try to land the booster, and then we'll reload, and we will try to finish with Starship. So we'll take a look here, but if you're just joining us, welcome. This is our weekly night hangout. We're looking for name ideas for what to call it. We also launched our Inspiration 4 fundraiser. You can learn a little bit more about that in the description. And if you haven't joined us over on Discord yet, you can do that. You can talk to me in my ear during the live streams and hang out with our great community, send in your own Kerbal crafts, and get to know some of the things that are happening a little bit in advance of when they happen here at the Launchpad. So we're going to give this an attempt here. 3, 2, 1, and we're going to launch. A nice, smooth launch here. It's going to be a really cool thing to watch launch in person one day. One day soon. Hey, Bradley, good to see you. Yeah. So it should be taller. Does anyone know what the next launch is? I believe the next one is I believe it's Rocket Lab. Yeah, Rocket Lab's on May 15th. Actually, we're going to have 2 launches on May 15th. We're going to have Rocket Lab, and then about 13 hours later, we'll have Starlink 26. So we will have 2 launches on that day. And then we do have an Atlas V421 a couple days later. Oh, the host is right then. Starship is just a little bit, if you include the booster. So I'm flying this myself this time. We are going to try out a mod called MechJeb. I've been playing around with it. Really, really fun mod that basically autopilots the whole thing, but you have to program it right. So we'll be trying that. But definitely we'll be here for Rocket Lab. We'll probably do 2 streams just because of the difference in time. Really exciting day for Rocket Lab as they go to attempt their 2nd recovery ever. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And we're going to stage here. Oh. That did not. We're going to try to recover this. Woohoo! That was close. So this does bring up a very big question with a lot of people, which is what will happen with Starship if something goes wrong? Does it have a flight like evacuation system like we see with Crew Dragon or Soyuz or those different things? Right now, no, it does not. So we're just going to tell it to land somewhere here. And we're going to actually move it over to the, try to land it at the pad and see if we're able to recover it back to that. There we go. We got our pins are deployed. Now, this is not perfectly accurate. You wouldn't have the engines burning. Well, I guess we don't technically know what it would look like coming into reentry, but we need to be doing our belly flop here at this point to try to come in. We're going to let MechJeb do it and just land it. It does land it differently than it should. Oh, I thought you were referring to a specific rocket. Okay, no. Golden, are they going to launch the Falcon 9 booster more than 10 times? That's the question. The first booster, the booster 1051-10, just arrived back into the Cape today. So they'll be doing a lot of looking it over, refurbishments, planning. They might have to change out the engines, but the booster, technically the cylinder itself, might be able to be used without much changes. They might just have to exchange the engines. But they have to look. They've never really done. Now you have to think. There's been 10 flights, but there's been multiple ignitions of the engine because you've got your reentry, your landing burn, your launch. But then you also have your testing of your static fire before launch, and you also have your testing up in Texas at McGregor. So though it's been 10 times, it's actually been quite a bit more than that. Oh, awesome, Princess. Yeah, stick around. Drop anytime you got questions, feel free to drop them in here. That's why we're here. We're always going to try to cover everything space flight, space engineering, and the future of space and STEM. We're really getting into this next big space race and advancement in humanity being in space. So I know lots of people have questions. So also definitely check out Everyday Astronauts website. Really great site. We're working on our site. We'll hopefully have that up by the end of the summer. To have, as I showed, that data sheet as well as some other opportunities on there. Absolutely, G. I will try the lunar one next here. We're coming down. It looks like we might be actually coming perfectly on the pad here. We might have been able to save it. I don't has the booster's still up there, but it's coming down quick. So this is a good example of MechJeb. It lands not according to how Starship technically should land, but it lands itself, and it's coming in, so we can see that. Oh, actually, I should be doing that engine burn there. Whoops. Let's see if it saves it. Oh, I had the vacuum engines on, not the. Ooh, that was painful. See, this is why you send in your vehicles, so I can fly them and blow them up, because who doesn't love a boom? And here comes our super heavy missile into the ground. Ooh, that one even went blue. The game did not like that one. Yeah, absolutely, Orange Guy. It's an exciting time seeing so many people getting into space. How often do they need to change out the legs for Falcon 9? I'm not sure we actually have an answer for that. That's a good question. Because I believe, like, I'm 99% sure they do have a trust core on them. But I do not believe they have said directly how frequently they need to change that out. That's a good question. I'm going to write that one down, and we'll see if we can get an answer for that. And we'll drop it in our Discord and bring it up next week. That's a good question. If I ever have something I don't know or can't figure out in the moment, we'll write it down and try to answer it on the next week during the weekly hangout, or maybe during a live stream if we have a launch in between. Yeah, I needed the sea level engines. That would have been helpful. Yeah, aviation does and doesn't carry over depending on what part of it you're talking about there. There we go. But yeah, if you have a question, feel free to drop it in the chat. Doesn't have to be about what we've been talking about. Anything space related, STEM, science, technology, you can drop that in, and we'll be answering it here. Can't believe we went already on in like an hour, and I've only done one flight. Sorry about that, G. We'll get that lunar one here in a moment. But I want to show that your crafts actually do well. These crafts you can actually download as well. They're in the Discord. It's a place to share your builds, and they're really good. Now, I'm wondering, could we land... We're just going to do it accurately, but I'll try it another time. Could you land the whole thing with Starship still on it? I think yes. And separate. Hopefully no big explosion this time. Just a little one. That's okay. Oh, it blew off almost all of our landing fins. I need to do a slight mod there, but that's okay. Since airplane tend to stop. Yeah, they don't tend to like going higher than that, do they? Just turning our vacuums off here, even though we're almost there, but I'm gonna retry that one actually. Autopilot was not engaged properly. So you can toggle them by clicking for the back. On and off? I thought they just only went on. I will give that a try. And we'll go here and we're going to engage our autopilot. And then nicely with MechJeb, you plan all your autopilot on that far left, and then you just hit space and you let it go. And we'll see what it does. I believe it does expend the booster, so a little bit different there, but I know earlier, I believe it was Dragon asked how many launches what day has the most launches. April 26th has 32 launches so far. So we're definitely seeing in our database. So we're still building it and still getting more stuff in there. But right now, that is the date with the record, 32 in 73 years. Is that correct? 68 years? Okay, so 70 years. Yeah. In 70 years, there's been, so almost every other year, but obviously that's not how it goes. 59 years. Or deep into our gravity turn here. And I actually haven't tried the mech jeb with stages, so we're going to see what it does here. See how well it operates. And then we will pull up the Lunar Starship that G has made as well. Yeah, I believe Concorde was able to go a little bit higher. And there are crafts that can go higher. There are crafts that can. They just don't operate at their best. We should come up. Are we going to see staging? No? Stage? Okay, we'll stage it. And the booster died, but Starship survived, so that's okay. They're looking apparently at possibly bringing Concorde back in a new version, but I think Starship will beat them to it. Yeah. Absolutely, Princess. The reason you're seeing it really pick up, a lot of testing has been completed, and now they're being operational. And then there's a lot of other testing that is now occurring. So that's why you're seeing a lot of it. There's been a lot for a number of years, but it did quiet down a lot after the shuttle. There was the Constellation program that was announced shortly after with the SRB rocket, Ares, Ares X1. But we didn't see that really go anywhere. It was canceled, and now we're seeing the SLS program. So there has been stuff. The media is really just picking up on it now. There's a lot of, in many ways, there's a lot of money in it now. And that is why we are seeing the media really start to pick up on it. Yeah, absolutely. New space race. The first space race was to prove we could go to space. The new space race is to prove that we can live in it and actually stay in it. We went to the moon 60 years ago, almost 70, but 60 years ago, and we haven't been back since. So it'll be good to go back and stay this time and to give people an opportunity. X-15 counts. Yeah, Marcus was just sharing in our Discord that it was one of the Gemini? One of the Gemini missions that spent 14 days with two people. And that's a lot of days in a very small capsule. We're going to just stop the Jeb here because that's one thing with Max Jeb doesn't always work here. We also have more and more smaller countries getting back to space, or more like suborbital with their own micro launchers. Blue Origin. And so many. There's so many other ones that are making attempts at doing stuff. And yeah, absolutely. There's definitely suborbital. Wasn't gonna. Yeah, especially with the Paragon mission. Yeah, there are a number, and with that's the nice thing with like the Falcon 9, with Rocket Lab, and then with their Electron, but also Neutron in the future. There are a lot of new opportunities that they don't need to have their own rocket. They just need to have their own payloads and different things. So, hey, no worries. Welcome into the Discord. If you have questions, let us know. If you are watching on YouTube and haven't joined on Discord, feel free to jump on over to the Discord. We'll drop the link here in the chat in just a second. Free to join, hang out, connect with us directly, and love to see you there. Yeah, send in your Kerbal crafts so I can make them go boom. You know, who doesn't want that? And we're going to automate here, and we're going to attempt a landing here. There we go. We're coming around. We're going to try to land at the VAB here. I'd like a small country to go to space, but I don't want them either to litter it. Yeah, absolutely. That's a big question, is the litter and keeping control of stuff. Between now and 2030, just in like internet satellites and like Starlink and some of the other ones there are between 70 and 100,000 satellites planned in the next 9 years. There's only a few thousand up right now. So it's definitely going to get a lot busier. And that's why some of the stuff we're seeing with the U.S. government and different things is starting to kind of lay the foundations for, you know, and I kind of joke that maybe this is what NASA will become, but is the, you know, Earth space air traffic control. Basically, you know, like here's the layers of Earth here, you know, and have to be the ones that are in control of it, because, you know, you really are going to need something like that. We're going to shut down our gravity engines here as we finish this last burn here. Yo, that's a Starship. Yes, this Starship is made by G. We have the Super Heavy booster launches into orbit here. We didn't get to recover it. We blew it up. But now we're coming back in. Exactly, that's mission for all countries. Everyone who puts, yeah, that was the neat thing about the Paragon. There's a few others that are really trying to give people the opportunity to, work together. You don't necessarily need your own rocket. And we're coming back in here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it does look really real. Yeah, it's a really great build by G. You'll see the Super Heavy booster, and we have a Lunar one. Once we land this, we're going to be loading up our Lunar build from him as well, giving it a try. We make our way around. 69th member in Discord. There you go. It had to go to someone named Elon as well in it. That's fantastic. Welcome, glad you're here. I think all the satellites should be more like Starlink, where they are small and can get out of orbit when needed or get out of the way. Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to see a lot more things like that. Satellites don't have to be necessarily as large. We're going to see, I think, a lot more stuff launched into special orbits, especially when Starship opens up. Like the James Webb Telescope is in such a different orbit. A lot more stuff aimed out back at the moon for data as well, rather than having to take photos here. A lot more of the satellites that we see in Earth orbit are going to be specifically for Earth stuff. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of our astronomy data and astronomy telescopes and data like that pushed out to lunar orbit or further, or even in between. Like, there's nothing saying they can't deploy in between, and just know that they'll have a dead spot occasionally. Welcome, Elon. Welcome, Crown Princess, to the Discord. Glad that you're here. We'll probably pull up Discord here in a little bit and can kind of show you some of the rooms that there are there. If you join us over on our Patreon, we'll drop that link in the chat here. Our Patreon starts at just $1.50 a month, and I say only. I know it's a difficult time and understand that it can be a lot. If you're at least that level, you get into our behind-the-scenes chats and some of the stuff there. And then there are other tiers, and there's discount tiers, and there's exclusive merch at different levels and things like that. So take a moment, check that out. All that will go back into the channel and getting us to just expand and keep bringing you the best possible coverage. If you are able to access behind the scenes chat, you'll see it. You'll be able to see some of the teasers of some of the updates to the studio. Did kind of day one of the upgrades yesterday. Day two today was a much bigger update day. So excited to be sharing that with you guys as we go along the way. I think we are moving past the era of needing I'm fly. Very possibly. Absolutely. Yeah, we're definitely seeing an advancement quite quickly in it. No, we got a lot of new people to Discord. I might film a video in the next couple days, actually, that we can pin in maybe the rules tab there. If you're on the Discord, take 30 seconds, read through the rules, just hit those accept buttons. It helps just keep it's a safe space for everybody. But we'll work on doing a tutorial video just to help give an idea of Discord. There's quite a few channels for it. Right now, we are live in the live comms section. If you want to come hang out there, you can come and chat in there. There's also the live hangout. If you'd prefer just the type chat, you can jump in there as well. We're slowly coming in for our re-entry here, and then we're going to try out G's lunar lander. Give a shout out to our patrons, though. Huge shout out to Ryan. We've got Wyatt, William, and John. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Ryan, thank you for being a payload specialist. That is a huge support. So thank you so much. But any support is greatly appreciated. It all adds up and is able to help the Launchpad keep going. We've got big plans for the year. I'm up in Canada, so it's not cheap getting down to Kennedy, but we're working on building that team to bring you the best possible coverage that we can. And we're excited to be doing that with you. And we're coming in here. Thank you for telling me I was on mute. Good to know there. I was saying I haven't actually taken a look. Orange was mentioning Skyhook or Space Tether coming back. I haven't actually dived too deep into those, so I will take a look and see if there's any updates and date on that. Maybe we'll do a little news update on those. I think with Starship, there's going to be a lot of opportunities that maybe some previous ideas are necessary, but maybe aren't fully necessary just because of how quick Starship will be reusable, the price that it'll be, and things like that. So I think that'll be a big part of it here. So now we're going to jump out and we're going to try the Lunar Starship here. Thank you, everyone in the Discord. You're muted. The chat, you're muted. Okay, we got it. Thank you. Good to know. Sometimes the broadcast system we use just likes to mute me. It's like, you've talked enough. You need to take a minute. Breathe. So now we're going to load up Lunar Starship, give it a try here. And see a try. You'll be able to see that have many, many crafts in here. And find Lunar Starship. There we go. There's our Lunar. Going to launch it. And then the next one we'll be trying after this is the Blue Origin Lander made by G. So it's a G night of Kerbal builds. I have not loaded the Blue Origin Lander yet, so I do not know what it looks like. But we'll be taking a look at that here in the next little bit. But keep the questions coming in if you have questions, and be glad to answer those for you live on the air. Change the flags to black if you have one. Let me... Ooh. Should have something similar. Ooh. Flag, black. All of them? Is there 2 rows? 3 rows? They're not showing as black, though. Let's see. Maybe we have something that's just like all black as well. Lots of flags here. It was from a flag mod pack that we got a while back. They are on dark now. We're going to try here and we'll see if those are black or not during when the launch, but if not, I will update those for the next flight. For the solar panels. Yeah, so the new Lunar Starship had some updates. We have the previous generation behind me here, and it was pretty much all white, except for the tip of it. The new one, the tip is actually white, and this part that you're seeing here, yeah, it didn't change it to black. I'm not sure why. But we'll give it a try. This is the all-white version of Lunar Starship. This brighter white part would be black for it. Not sure why it didn't change those. But we'll give that a try here. And there we go, and we're going to engage autopilot. And I know these are different, so we don't want them all to activate at the same time. So yes, we're checking our staging at the pad. There's our sea level, and there's our vacuum. Do astronauts have rocket mode on their phones instead of airplane mode? Not yet. But in the future, maybe. Check in here, see here's some Discord going off. This is a hoot. Never interacted by a Discord. Old guy getting up to speed. No such thing. Just never used it before. I never used it before the Launchpad, so totally fair. If you're new to Discord and have questions, drop it in the general Hangout chat. Either I or anyone else can try to help you out there. If there's parts of it that you think other people might need to know that you learn, let me know, and I'll include that in the kind of little tutorial video that we'll do here. Welcome, Bob the Builder. Good to see you. Yeah, and if you're new to the Discord, feel free to introduce yourself. We have on the top left, you'll see all your channel options on the side. If you click on the one with the hand and introduce yourself, you can, if you want to, you can introduce yourself to the group, and love to know, yeah, who you are, where you're from, interests, anything you want to share would be great to hear. Now, I do know the landing gear from the little bit of testing that I've done aren't normally the happiest landing gear, but that is okay. There's a good picture there. And we're just about out of the atmosphere, and we'll turn on our vacuum engines and shut down our main engines. Ooh, we are out of fuel. So we are going to activate the cheats. Just infinite propellant. Because we didn't launch it on a super heavy booster, that is why. So this is actually a great example of why Starship, yes, it could technically get into space, but it couldn't get into an orbit. So that is why super heavy is required. So that was actually really good to see here. Should the gear be folded up in flight? It should be. These ones don't want to be. Once these ones deployed, I believe they don't like undeploying. So there we go. We are up. I've tried to retract them. They don't want to. Oh, we are time warping. Okay. Where are we going? Where are we going? Okay. We just like totally left the planet and are in a. Oh, are we in a sun orbit now? Yeah, we went into our own solar orbit. Okay. That was not meant to happen. Where are we going? It just keeps firing itself. We're gonna disengage autopilot and put on the landing guidance system. And we're gonna aim. Where's select a target on the sun's surface? We don't want to land on the sun's surface. I think I launched us a little far. Oh, we are time warping. Oh my goodness. We are time warping at 100,000 times. I didn't think that was possible in this game. We're just gonna let autopilot. Yeah, we're on a joyride somewhere. I think I told it to come back into a Earth orbit, but we're going. So we're just gonna see where it takes us. Apparently, we have a burn in 250 days. So it's only a 15-second burn. I don't know where we're going. Don't you love Kerbal? This is probably the weirdest Kerbal we've done yet on a weekly night hangout. With the best vehicles, though. We still got 150 days until our burn. Sit back, relax, enjoy some in-flight entertainment. Mm-hmm. Ooh. My computer's not happy. We're going to give it a minute. Gonna catch up. This time warp's doing its thing. Okay, we're slowing down. We're only at 10,000 times now. Now 1,000. Where are we headed? Did we come back to like the Earth almost? Oh, we're having a burn. But as we find out where Kerbal is taking itself, if you have questions, comments, anything, let us know in the chat. We're answering those live. If you joined us a little late, we talked about the some info coming out of the Senate, sounding like they might be forcing NASA to select 2 winners to the human landing system. So we'll be doing an update on that tomorrow. Coming up on May 15th, we have 2 launches. We've got Electron with the second recovery mission, and then we also have Starlink 26 coming up. We are still moving. I doubt NASA will pick Dynetics because their design doesn't even work. Valid. Yeah, they're yeah, I'm not too sure what'll happen there because they don't even have the budget for it. Like SpaceX decreased to be in budget. It was 3 billion, well, just short of it. The next option's like 5.8 or something. So they don't even have the budget to pick two if they wanted to. So it's probably going to be they're told to do it, and then they'll be like, well, we can't afford it. Give us more money. And then they'll be like, oh, well, we're not going to do that. And then we'll see what happens. Is it Starlink 27? Yes, we already had 26. Ah, no, we had 27. That's right. Our infographic was wrong last week. Yeah, so we saw Starlink 27 launch before Starlink 26. Starlink 26 is this week. Oh, I don't know where we're going. It says we're in orbit of something. Do not see any planets. What about the 30-meter ladder? What about the 30-meter ladder? You don't want to climb a 30-meter ladder? So this is still taking us somewhere, and I have no idea where. I don't think it does either. Oh, there's a red line. There's the red line lead. That way. So that's a landing line, I think. Or, Pro Blue Origin senator submitted requests for adding 10 billion. Interesting. See, I was doing some research on it before dinner, and then right after dinner, pretty much got ready to jump on here. The rocket's going to probably go boom at this rate, but we'll see. Interesting. That would be huge. That would definitely point towards Blue Origin probably being selected because then, I mean, at that point, they could select all three almost. That'd be interesting. If you still have that article, that would be, and could send that in Discord. There's a channel that says send in news tips. Anyone that ever sees an article or something, that would be great. Yeah, that was the big question: is with all the gear and stuff, how would you like? You're gonna go do a huge EVA research thing and then be exhausted and be expected to climb. Now, obviously, the gravity will be a little bit different, but so we're just going to abort this because I don't think it knows what it's doing. And it actually isn't giving me control anymore either. So I think we're going to try to load the Blue Origin. Now that we're talking about HLS, we're going to try out this Blue Origin. Then we'll come back to the lunar lander here. And I will try. I just want to quickly try these flags again. Because I can see them changing color. Don't load the Blue Origin. Okay, I won't load the Blue Origin then, G. Let's see here. We can load it. Take a look at it. I think it'll be good. All of these are black. Definitely looks like it's trying to be a black. Oh, there's another one that I hadn't selected. We're going to just hit save. It's way less gravity, so the gear won't weigh them down. On Mars, it is 1/6. No, 1/3. Yeah, 62% lower than us. So that would be if 100 kilograms on Earth, it would only weigh 38 kilograms on Mars. So there would definitely be some stuff there. C1, it would be nice to have a channel description in Discord next to the rules so we know. Absolutely good idea there, C1. I can definitely put that in Orange Guy, but it's also the least. It is. Good idea there, C1. I will work on that actually tonight once we get off the stream here for it. And I mean, there's nothing wrong if stuff goes in the wrong chat. That's no issue. We just did it because it just helps if you remember something that you want to see where you can try to go back and find it. If we only did like one general chat, that chat be long gone, be hard to find and stuff there. So. I'm going to give this. That's cool. Does look like a lunar lander. Only the start of the Blue Origin. Yeah, because like the Blue Origin one had the stuff that attached on to it. So absolutely. It's a great one. G has been turning out these models in Kerbal like crazy. So I know like there's gonna be some awesome ones coming for it. But that's cool. Let us try to. What should we fly next? Should we try that lunar one again? Actually get it to see if we can land it this time on the moon. It's actually 38. Okay. Awesome, Bradley. Thanks for getting that. I don't know why these flags aren't turning. Oh, here. Mission flag. That might do it. I bet if I change this to something, that is what will change. I don't think I have an all black one, and I know Kerbal generally wants me to reload. Let's see if I find something in here. I think we have an all black SpaceX one, so we could do that. What's this one like? Oh, that didn't change it. Maybe that's not going to change that. Let's see. Yep, that'll do it. There we go. Just need to change our flag here, and then it'll look a little bit more accurate. And I'll drop in a full black here later on, because I don't think I have an all black. No, but I can do actually this. Haha! This Lunar Starship is brought to you by the Launchpad. And we'll get a SpaceX one, because why not? There we go. That's closer. So happy to see you doing lives like this. Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. Go out of the VAB and enter again. I haven't been able to. I have to find the file part to drop that black one in. So I don't have that just yet. But we can get it similar. Just need to get. That looks pretty accurate. We'll give that a try. I know I heard Discord going off. Awesome. Thanks, No, for that link. I will take a look at that. You don't have to reload KSP for it? Okay. Let me give that a try here. Give me 30 seconds then. We'll pull me up here. And we will pull up our files for it. And we'll give that a try. This would be great if it was the way we should have it. And just have to find where the flags are again here. Remember, Marcus? Does anyone in our chat remember where flags are in the folders for Kerbal? There we go. This should be the right spot, I believe. Thanks for bearing with me here, guys. Just want to try to get this in here. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Should be loaded. Bring Kerbal back up here. We'll give this a try again. VAB and get this right. But yeah, welcome to all the new people in Discord. Great to see you all in here tonight. We hang out on Discord quite a bit. Probably live in it almost every night. Do I have to leave the VAB first? Probably. I could watch you do this all day. Depending on some of these launch systems and launch plans, we might have to do this all day. Yeah, we're just going to exit the VAB here for a second and come back into it. We do the weekly night hangouts. Yeah, we do them once a week. We might add them, surprise ones here and there or something. We also bring up Kerbal generally during like Starlink launches, while we're waiting for Starship, different things like that as well. So let's see if we can get this flag to be the correct flag this time. It's just listed as black, so if it's in alphabetical order, it should be up here. I'm not seeing it. Maybe all the way at the bottom. There's my other mod ones. No, it doesn't look like it loaded, but that's okay. We're going to give it a try the way it is, and then I will make sure we have that black one in here for next week. Thanks, Hannah. That's awesome. And we are going to try this again. I didn't change our staging. I should have done that, but that's okay. So if you're in Discord, you might be hearing Marcus talking about bingo. I believe he saw it from, was it Scott Manley, Marcus? Matt Lown. So we might be working on our own TLP bingo on how I play Kerbal. So if there's things that you see me do frequently that you think should be on a bingo sheet, if you want to play along, maybe if you get a bingo, we'll do a discount in the shop or something. You'll probably get a bingo. I make a lot of mistakes on it. Next launch. We'll see about that, Marcus. Do a discount for everyone for a few hours, maybe. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Christian, any word on the next launch? Are you planning to make it in person? Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be at a launch in person. Probably the earliest one is going to be Inspiration 4 in September, which is when I'm going to be making. I'm making as much work as I can to make sure that I'm there for it, to be on the ground, to bring you that launch and hopefully meet up with a bunch of people as well and different things there. Unfortunately, I live in Canada, on the complete opposite side of where Florida is, so further west in Alberta. We're in the middle of a third wave, and it's our worst. We just went back into almost full restrictions. We're at like 95% lockdown. Just retail's open a little bit, but it's pretty much just pick up stuff, like at a kiosk type of thing. So we're in lockdown. Our border's still closed technically between Canada and the US. You can travel for business, but you have to. There's a lot of quarantining and stuff involved. I'm very lucky. I've had my first shot, and hopefully we'll be having my second, so that will help travel, hopefully. Florida's pretty open, so that's not the issue getting. Right now I can get down, no issue. I can fly home. It's what happens when I get home. Right now we have pretty tight restrictions on coming into anywhere in Canada, with some pretty hard penalties and different things that you kind of get for having traveled. So hopefully we will get through this crazy year and a half we've been by the end of the year, and then it'll open it up. And as the Launchpad goes, if it's able to help fund and get down there, we will try to be there. If I can't be there, we do have Marcus in our Discord, who most of the year is down in Florida, and has graciously been part of our team and was able to be on site at Kennedy for one of the Starlink missions. And we're working to try to get him back down there and on site for future missions starting in the fall. So we'll be trying to get those. Obviously, there's launches all over the world, so we would love to be able to travel the world again and get to go see Rocket Lab and go see maybe Astra in Alaska and different things. So lots of stuff in the works as the channel grows. Everyone's always throwing out ideas in the Discord of what we should do when we hit 100,000 subscribers. Let's get to 10 first. But we'll be trying to always bring you the best possible coverage, and we want to hear those ideas. So we're going to start off our ascent here. Yes. So Marcus is doing his bingo sheet right now. So not possible. Not possible. Not possible. Not possible. Not possible. The graphs we've been flying tonight do not match up with the bingo sheet. So lots of not possibles. I see a question here from Dragon. Could you go to Antarctica with a space suit, an EVA suit, and be fine and warm? I mean, I live in Canada. We go out when it's minus like past 40 Fahrenheit in parkas. I'll have to find my winter parka maybe one day, because I don't think most people that live, American South generally have seen the parkas that we wear. We look like we're in EVA spacesuits sometimes. But I'm not too sure about that one. I'm not sure how warm they would be, but they've got to be because you're outside. So yes, theoretically. Yeah. So depending on like the sun and the conditions and when and all that, theoretically, yes, you should be fine on the EVA there. But with Christian's comment, when's the next launch? Next launch is May 15th. We've got a Electron launch in the morning. I'm talking morning UTC. I'll have to get the exact time. I'll schedule them here in the next day or so onto the YouTube, so you'll see them. But we've got Electron, and then we have Starlink about 14 hours later. So we live twice there. Yeah, the Kraken really likes the landing legs. Now, built into it, there is we're going to turn off infinite propellant here, and we're going to go for yes, we have had a Kraken tonight. Multiple. All the time. So we just did a quick jump away from the Kerbal, and we are now at the Mun. Say again? No. Gee, would you do a weekly hangout on the afternoon? We definitely could look at doing that. I can put up a poll in the community chat or the community part of our YouTube channel to find out what time works best for everyone. We might do, we could do an afternoon and an evening or alternate, or we want this to be best for you. Hannah, I live in northern Minnesota, so I can relate. Yeah, the minus 40 feels good, doesn't it? There has been, this last winter, there were days in my city that Mars was warmer in the cold spots. So, yay, Edmonton. Yay, Canada. Why do we live here? No one knows. But we do. So, no. 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 One ship looks good in Kerbal. Yes. Oh, maybe. Yeah, those might be vectors. I'm not sure. Oh. Yeah, vector. Hannah, why do we live here? The cost of living and healthcare. There's some truth to that. Healthcare is not as perfect as everybody thinks, but it has its perks. No. Not yet. Maybe. We're going to try to bring this in. No. I think Marcus is trying to get everybody a discount code here. He keeps doing the bingo sheet. No. I love that the legs are in. Yeah, that are in the vacuum. Well, they're not in it; they're next to it, but they're pretty. Oh, yeah, those ones go. Yeah, they go right through the land. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yes. And we're slowly coming around here. Okay. And we're coming around. We'll see if this is going to do its auto landing for us. I like using MechJeb. One, it's actually kind of fun just having it automated. But two, it's more realistic. Like you need to be able to program right and then let Starship do what Starship's going to do. So we're going to take a look here. Okay. We're good. We're not going to get one tonight. Let's see here. There we go. We're preparing our burn. There's the flip of the camera. But if you are in Discord or you want to see the bingo sheet of where we're at tonight, Marcus is going to drop that into the live Hangout chat. So you can see we're pretty close to a bingo. But we'll be working on our own here to bring out, hopefully, in time for next one. Just cut a hole in the engine. It'll be fine, said some now fired SpaceX employee. I mean, it sounds like something they would say, doesn't it? Like, I think that sounds pretty accurate to me. And we're slowly coming in here. And at this point, we're going to shut off these engines. Oh, stop. Stop. Oh. Oh, we don't want these on. Just trying to use our landing. I'm going to quickly run around here. Activate these engines. There we go. And land at target. There we go. Now, we don't know exactly what landing at the moon is going to be like, but we do know that it'll be using these. Mm-hmm. Hey, I found it again. You should definitely call it either T- or D tanking. Yes, we have those written down. Once we land this one, I will pull up some of the polls. I think we're maximum is 5 that we can do. So we'll do a few rounds. And over the next few days, we'll kind of slowly narrow it down. And we'll go from there. With Action 1, you toggle sea level engines. 2, you toggle back. See, it's sort of doing that, but not really. I think I might have broke the toggles. I'll have to reload it here. Have I used an unsafe rocket design? Depends who you ask about Starship. But we're slowly coming in here. No. Straw poll site is really helpful for doing polls on live streams. Wife and I have a channel and use it whenever we do community. Oh, that's awesome, Brandon. Thank you for that. Let me take a look at that one. Is it like a live polling or? Oh, it is. That's amazing. Oh, I like it. I will make one of those actually live as this is landing here, and we will do a poll right here on air. That's what we'll do. Marcus, are you on the TLP team or the community team? Brandon, yeah, we share via OBS so stream can see the results after a couple. That's awesome. I'll definitely do that. Our channel probably isn't your cup of tea, but check it out sometime. Our family. That's awesome. I'll definitely take a look at that, Brandon. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for. Would love to connect with you guys. I'm sure you have lots of good ideas if you've been doing this. I'll definitely check it out. Feel free to drop your link in the chat here or on Discord. You can drop it and share your stuff as well. That share yourself stuff is literally share your stuff. We try to keep it family friendly as well, but you can share any of your stuff in there. So take a look. Yeah, last night we had like a wave of just cat and dog photos, and I don't know where it started, but like it was just cat, 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 dog, cat. So that's awesome. Congratulations on passing 5K. That's so exciting. I can't believe we're already at we're past 2200. It's been a crazy couple weeks. That light just changed. That was not supposed to change like that. We will just adjust this. Yeah, we should be good there, I think. Not too bad. Slowly learning the game. I never thought I would be one to get into the YouTubes, but good to be here. Excited about it. But if I can ask Marcus to quickly do something, if you can go try to pull all the names again for me and send that into me in a DM, we will. Good question. I think it was live Hangout, maybe, or was it a DM? Let's take a look here. Try to make sure we have all these. Was it in BTS? I think so. Yep, got it. Are those Draco thrusters firing now on the perimeter? They are the Thud liquid fuel engine. Ooh, we're slowly going to see an Earth set. I love these new words that we're going to have to start having in our vocabulary. I was looking at the, want to say it was the Insight rover. I think it was Insight. They released a video of it today, and it was doing some scoops and dropping it on the seismometer, and it was like Marsquake, and I was like, clearly, the moment I said it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It's not going to be an earthquake; it's going to be a Marsquake. But it was like, yeah, we are going to have new names like that, aren't we? So always interesting to see. We're coming in here, and we're working on building this pole here. Terminology for new eras, absolutely. Yeah, and Martian, lunar, Earth Day, absolute. It's crazy to think about like Earth days versus Martian days and souls and everything. It's kind of crazy. Oh, where are those coming from? What are those? I didn't turn those on. Our starship just grew a bunch of wheels. See, I knew those were there. Those are the doors. Where did those come from? Is this to? I love it. This is hilarious. There's that Borg assimilation probes. I like it. And there we go. We're coming in. We're going to be on a little bit of a hill. So maybe the wheels will be helpful. Look at that shadow. That shadow's going to be cool one day. Soon, one day soon, we're going to see that again. That long shadow. And coming in. Look at that. It even closed this leg. Let's see if it'll hold. Will we stick the landing? Oh, we're sliding a little bit. We're just going to thrust. So that's how they would thrust away. We're just going to try to land this somewhere a little softer here. Oh, we are experiencing another wave of cats and bears and kangaroos. If you want to join our Discord, you never know what you're going to experience. So highly recommend. Lions and tigers and bears and cats, oh my. Here we go, coming in for another landing attempt here. Looks like we'll be landing a little bit flatter of an environment. And here we come. That's better. I love these Borg assimilation probes. I'm never going to look at this the same. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We'll drop the Discord link in the chat here, Brandon. We got over half of it is public, probably about 2/3. And then we'll drop our Patreon link as well. Anyone can check that out. Our Patreon starts at $1.50, and that gives you access to the first start of our behind the scenes. And then there's other tiers of more behind the scenes, exclusive chats and stuff as well for as we grow. So can check that out. But yeah, there's a good half of it. The main stuff that I hang out in most of the time is open to everyone. And then sometimes like today and yesterday when I was working in the studio, I was in behind the scenes, had the camera on. So I was building lights and programming stuff so you could tune in and kind of see the behind the scene chaos. But there's different tiers on Patreon that gets you early video access, early scripting access when we start those type of videos. Lots of different things there. Discount tiers. We've got an exclusive jacket as well. It gets customized with your name on it. So check that out. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you, Barack, for being here. We will hopefully see you next time. Thanks for checking us out. But that is Lunar Starship. We're going to retract these wheel landing gear. And I love that. I was not expecting that. And we're going to leave the surface here. There we go. And off we go. But if you guys have some last minute names Hey, welcome to the Discord, Brandon. If you guys have some last minute names for the poll, I'm just getting that ready, and we will we will start that polling. We'll do a couple polls here tonight. We'll do poll tonight. We'll let you do some multiple choices. We'll start to narrow it down, and then we will put a couple polls over on YouTube for those that weren't joining us tonight that will be able to get in on the voting there as well. But thanks to Brandon for mentioning this poll maker. It's actually really awesome. Right now, options that we've got, you can help me make sure we didn't miss any. We've got the landing pad, the weekly space jam, the launch party, tonight on the space show tonight, the chill pad. I always say the chili pad, the chill pad, space cave, tonight at the pad or tonight on the pad. We've got T minus, we've got detanking, we've got the tri-vent, which I just need to double check. There was a words that went along with that. So let me just grab those. Oh, a suggestion there. We got Starship and Chill. Great option there from Brandon. Have a good night, G. Thanks for being here. Awesome builds tonight. Just take a look here, make sure we aren't missing a option. Starting a list. We've got the weekly D press. I like that one. A lot of good ones. Mission debrief. Yeah. We had someone mention the exclusion zone. Where did I see the Trivent? I believe that one was on YouTube. So let me pull that up here. We had some suggestions come in. So I want to make sure we get all those. And then I'll pull up this poll here. Mission debrief. Ooh, the White Room. Where did that one come in? Yeah, the White Room. Have you ever had jalapeno bread? It's so good. Yes, I've had jalapeno bread. Jalapeno bread is good. I've had it a number of places internationally. I've been very lucky to be all over the world. So I've tried lots of cuisines. Let's take a look here. Make sure we get them. There we go. It was the Trivent. It was mission talk, discuss, and relax. Like that. Ooh, there's some more that came in here. We've got Nightpad Q&A. We might delay this out a little bit. There's a lot of suggestions coming in now. We got the debrief, the colony, the hangar. The hangar's cool. Landing pad. We got pad B. There we go. So got some suggestions there. Make sure I'm not missing anything in Discord for suggestions. Don't think so. We've got them here. So we're going to we'll pull this up. We'll give you guys the link to vote, and then I will pull up the options or the results in a couple minutes here. We'll keep going with some Kerbal, do another mission, and then take a look. We also had the option of sticking with keep the faves in the poll. Yeah, absolutely. I would take one home too. That sounds so good. I've never had jalapeno bread. My job made a jalapeno cheddar cornbread. Ooh. Pick the top 5 you actually like. You should feel confident saying, absolutely, Brandon. Yeah, that's the plan. I want to get like the top 5, and then I will probably make a selection from there. But great suggestion there. Yeah, like want to be able to at least say the name of my own show. It's probably a good idea. Let's see. Here we go. So I'm going to drop the link in here. Create poll. We're just getting this started. There we go. And here it comes. You can all head on over and vote. I will pull up the results here in the next, we'll give it like 5-10 minutes or so. We're also going to drop that over in the chat on Discord. There we go. So we've got that all loaded up. Oh, and I see some results coming in. You can pick multiple, and then what we'll do is we'll pick the maybe the top 10 and do another round of Is Mission Debrief in there twice? It is, isn't it? That I remember. Yeah. So there's Mission Debrief twice. So if you really like that one, you got 2 opportunities to get in the top 10. But take a moment, vote, and I'm going to pull up another craft here. I see the votes are coming in. Select all the ones that you like this round. We'll weed out some of the ones we don't, and then we will go for another round of some of the top ones. So interesting to see which ones are leading right now. I love this thing. Thank you. Oh my, we got a big update there. Okay, here. This is fun. I like this. Thank you, Brandon, for mentioning. We're going to be doing so much polling now on this channel. This is great. See, this is why the Launchpad's here. We want to build this community. Maybe I don't know the best option. You guys do. So we're going to see. There are a couple things in the lead. Couple things. Let's see. What should we launch now? Let's try a Falcon. Okay, someone's requesting the Mercury Atlas. And we'll make sure we put a crew on it. Good. We're going to make sure we put batteries in it. Oh, I'm not screen sharing. Let me turn that back on so you guys can all see what I'm doing. While you're here. There we go. I am in Mountain Time Zone. So that's actually another poll that I want to do is what's the best time for these streams. There's one that's in the lead right now, and it was a last minute suggestion. So I'm very glad that it came in. It's not like a small, oh, that's a big battery. It's not like a small little battery. We'll do that. Let's see here. We'll give it a couple more minutes, see if we get more votes in. I see we've got 7 so far. And there's a lot. There are currently 9 things that have not been selected out of all of them. So give it a few more minutes and we'll bring up those results. Thank you guys for being part of it. As these streams get longer, I'm going to have to get a mini fridge or something down here. We have Jebediah flying with us tonight. You're welcome. So we want to get to 1,000 kilometers, I believe, correct, for orbit? Yes. $70 kilometers? Yes, it is. What am I doing? We want 100 kilometers. That's what happened last time. I sent us to 100,000 kilometers. That's why we were having issues. Have a good night. No, we will see you soon. Thanks for being here. There we go. That's where we had that issue. And because I can't ever fly this rocket correctly, we will let the autopilot do it. Oh, does it show you the results? Oh, cool. We do have a 4-way tie. And you know what? I am happy with all 4 of those. So we'll have to see. If there was one maybe you didn't pick. Brandon, if you don't like the winner, you should still go with your favorite. I'm in Eastern. I have kids, so gotta go sleep. We'll connect on this. Sounds great, Brandon. Thanks so much for being here. We'll definitely connect with you. Thanks for staying up late. I know it's late. We'll talk to you later. And I'll check out your channel actually tonight once we're off the stream. Yes, get the mini fridge and get rocket magnets. I like the idea of rocket. I like the rocket magnet idea. No? Why would I put solar panels on this? Got batteries. We're not going to be up in the air that long. I should get a mini fridge. Get some snacks. Some space-themed snacks. Actually, one thing we do have that I'll be doing a review of soon, keep meaning to bring this out on stream, is thanks to our friend Austin Hirsch. You can check out his interview from the Inspiration 4 mission. Really cool thing about his idea was it was something he was already doing and working on. Looks like we might be having some issues with our navigation, but we'll let it sort itself out for it. But the 2050 smoothie. The 2050 smoothie is from Austin Hirsch. It is freeze-dried, no added sweeteners or preservatives. Smoothies. It's really awesome. So excited to try it out. There are 3 flavors. So we'll share some information about this, but it's super easy. You literally just add the ice in the liquid, and if you want protein powder, you can do that as well. But you're all set. So it's really great. Excited to try that out. But thanks, Austin, for sending this in. It did make it. It's been a couple crazy weeks, so I haven't been able to do this yet. But maybe we'll do this. Actually, why don't we do this? We'll do this next week on the weekly night stream. I will have one of these smoothies ready to go. So I've got the Rainier Berry flavor. Discord's asking. So this one smoothie of this powder rescues 1 banana, 6 strawberries, 12 raspberries, and 18 blueberries from the landfill. So the really neat thing about the 2050 company is that I'm watching what this is doing. But yeah, really cool. So excited to share that with you guys. I'm sure it tastes really good and it's something you can pick up. So we will make sure to bring that on air next week. I'll make sure we write that down and go for that. And we're coming in here. Aha, rocket spinning. Let's see it figure itself out. Well, it figured itself out. James, seems like the autopilot's not quite getting the job done. Yeah. Early SpaceX. Remember, the launch was successful. The landing failed. Bradley had to go get something from the mail, and I come back to see a rocket just tumbling in the void of space. It's true. We're gonna pull up the bingo card and see where we are at. Ooh, you guys are okay. We have 2 places in tonight's bingo card. So I need to try to remember not to forget batteries or forget to recover science. If I forget batteries, we've got a double bingo. So we're going to try not to do that. Thank you for Marcus for telling me to go look, so now I know what not to do. But I think that could be something fun to do. We'll work that in. I'll have that set up for next week. We'll have a bingo card you guys can see live in the Discord chat that Marcus will keep updated. And if we get a bingo, maybe depending which bingo we get, there'll be a different discount tier in the shop for a little bit or on a certain product or something. So we'll... Yeah. So we'll give it a try, and we'll have that ready for next week. Autopilot, engage. What do you mean? I think it's a great idea. There we go. We'll try this again. If you just came back, Bradley, check out the vote tab. I'll be pulling that up here. We've got 1 in the lead. We've got 4 things tied for second. Seven things don't have names or don't have any votes. It's fantastic. 3 of them are mine. I've come up with a lot of them, so take a look here. We'll see if this rocket can handle itself going. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. This is one of the longest weekly nights we've done. Had a blast. Excited to have you guys as part of the the voting. We've had 10 votes, 10 people voting. So excited to have your guys' input. We'll make a second one to kind of help bring it down to maybe like the top 3 or 4. And then, yeah, so many to choose from. A lot of suggestions through the chat, through Discord, on YouTube. Really awesome having all that input. Some names that I would not have thought of. So that's really sweet to see. Ooh. I think we might have done it again. Would be funny if you did a tournament style bracket of all of them on a stream. Ooh. That would be interesting. Would be interesting. Like the people's choice. We might have to do that with some other things. Oops, I did it again. Oh. Oh, we hit it too. Oh boy. Because I know we're like way out over the ocean. Okay, we still saved it. Still saved it. I was so confused what that emoji was for a second, Marcus. We have some custom emojis in the Discord if you haven't seen it. Task failed not so successfully. Like a little bit. Like just like a little bit. Try out some other crafts here tonight. Keep it going for a little bit. Oh, we're seeing some more votes coming in. One of them is taking the lead by 2. Let's try something else here. I think I have yours, don't I? We've done a lot of rockets, so why don't we try a plane? See what we can do. I think it's the blue steel 730 is the one I was thinking of. Yeah, this one. I love this one. Glad to see the idea I pitched in the community chat is leading, although I really like the launch party too. Yeah. Do the space station? Oh, the space. I'm not sure I still have it. I think I lost it when we've made the new game. Unless it's this one. Do I still have my space station? Oh, actually, the long promised. Now, there was a few things that I had to do. Let me remember. We promised this craft last week. This was Marcus's build. I'm so glad I remember this. There was 3 things that I had to do. It was hit T, Z, space at launch, but I needed to put supports, he said, for the launch, and I needed to do them for the ground supports. So we're going to do that here quickly. Can't believe we forgot about this one. Can't believe Marcus forgot about this one. I have not seen this whole craft yet. This is the first time I've loaded this. So Be good, computer. Bob the Builder, how did this go to this? Great question. A certain substance or two. Let's take a flight here. In 7th grade, I took a rocketry class. One of the assignments was to get to the moon with a certain number of class periods. My friends made a series of rocket names. Bulk ship. And it looked exactly like this. Oh my, Marcus. What is this? I have not seen. There's no lights on it. Okay. Let's warp to a sunrise. Okay. Okay, then. You know what we're going to do, though? Because it's going to be funny. We're going to automate it. We're putting on the autopilot, seeing if the autopilot can fly this. Just in case anyone's jumping on, I'll just mention it really quick. 2 things: check out Patreon, but also check out our Inspiration 4 fundraiser. You have $5 laying around. Anything is a great support. Goes all straight to St. Jude's. The link will be in the description. I'll go about $5,000. We got about 3 months, 2.5 months to raise it, and excited to do that. And if we do raise it, we'll do some giveaways of some Inspiration 4 and Launchpad stuff. So excited to do that here. But we're going to give it a try. So it's on autopilot, so I don't need to hit anything. I just need to hit space and engage autopilot. Autopilot engage. It's turning. Oh no. Oh no, no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. These poor people. What is it doing? Are you kidding me? Oh, this is real. So apparently we just had a double bingo because someone forgot to put batteries on their craft. It's fine. It'll buff out. It's fine. Someone forgot to put batteries on their craft. Not my fault. I'm fine. Your craft. It's okay. We don't need batteries. We have infinite electricity. Get the Band-Aids. It's just duct tape. Just a little duct tape. Oh no. What is it doing? What is wrong with this craft? It did. There goes the water tower. Oh no. We're going to take away a few supports here. This is that rocketry launch. This is fine with flames all around. It's fine. It'll buff out. No big deal. Just drop, just in case you don't have it, there's the link to the poll. And we'll give it a try here. There. We're only doing 2. Hit launch. So I need a go, no go in the chat. I also need what percentage do you think this is going to make it to some level of a space mission. Something. And if Marcus would like, there's a certain song that we normally play in Discord when we're doing our Kerbal streams when I'm flying crafts that are probably hopeless. I cannot play that song, unfortunately, on YouTube, copywritten. Why is it floating? %, Dragon King. So jump in live comms if you want to hear the song that we normally play during these failed launches. Have you ever tried the realism overhaul? I got back into it recently, and although super challenging, 10 hours to get into orbit for me was amazing. I want to do it. I really do. That's quite the flight profile the autopilot has chosen. We're not using the autopilot right now. We have cleared the tower. Coming up on SRB SEP. We're going to pull a China here and not care about anything below us. Three, two, one, go for SRB SEP. Mic check, 1, 2. Bradley. Go for it. Hardest part is trying it out and getting used to the mechanics. And then it's just the time. It's just a time black hole as you try. So we are now falling. So we're going to go ET SEP. Does this work, Marcus? Do you know? We're coming back down. But Marcus has never fully flown this rocket. We're coming down. Okay, we're going stage separation, firing SRBs. I feel really bad for everyone down below. Oh no. Oh, the poor. Ha, we're going back up. We're still going. It looks like all our buildings survived. There's just a little bit of debris everywhere. And stand by for second SRB set. Andy, great. Now you're censored. It's fact. Check your staging, but also check your thrust rate. See, that should be a shirt. Trust your staging, or check your staging, and on the back, don't forget the thrust to weight ratio. Go for staging. There it goes. There's our second wave. This is like worse than I don't even know. This is really bad to the ground below. Shift to prograde to get us into an orbit. I put this together in 20 min with the express purpose of Zach inevitably blowing it up. You know what? Look, I might have done it. Will SN15 or 16 fly first? Folded Eagle. That's a really good question. We don't really know. SN16 is fully stacked, ready to go. We're probably expecting to see rollout maybe later this week, if not early next week. The SpaceX does have the authorization from the FAA for 2 more flights. They gave them 3. This was the first time they approved 3 flights on 1 permit. So they do have 2 more. One of my thoughts is I'm not sure if they'll be allowed to launch SN15 without further approval because it is a relaunch. It's the first reuse. And I feel like that might be something that gets questioned maybe. But my money, the fact that SN6 or SN15 is already on the pad, they moved it to pad B yesterday. I am thinking that SN15 will fly before 16 at the current. If SN16 gets out to the pad and they start testing, it'll fly first. Whichever one starts testing first, I think, will be the one that we see fly next. That'll be we'll see some pressure testing. That'll be the real sign. Yeah, looks like the polls are. We've had 38 votes. Thank you guys for being so in there. If you're just joining us, I see some new names in the chat. We're voting on what to call these weekly hangout nights. There is the link in the chat. You can head on over, vote. Bunch of ideas. This will not decide it yet tonight. We're going to be doing some more polls. Also, you can join our Discord. We'll announce the new name first, and then we will schedule next week's live stream, probably by the weekend. And you'll finally get to know what the new name is. We're slowly making our way into a orbit. I'm going to engage autopilot here. Oh, I just realized you guys have not been able to hear any of these booms. These are supposed to be coming out of that speaker. There you go. Now you guys should be able to hear it. There we go. I agree. Absolutely. Yeah. Great question. But yeah, we're still live. So send in those questions. We'll be answering them live on air. Love to. Lots of things we've talked about. We've been all over the place. Blue Origin, HLS, SpaceX, everything. China, everything. Is the SpaceX test nose cone done testing? Why did they move it to the high bay? That's a good question there, Fold Eagle. We don't actually have really a lot of data on that test. I think the fact that they moved it to back towards like the production facility signs that they've passed the first testing they wanted to do. But we don't really know. That's a good question. That's one of the things, like, with Starship, we start seeing them do more testing the same. We start to kind of have no idea of what to look for. That's why we're able to start now simulating our own countdowns for Starship and really get down to the last few minutes, because we know when's recondenser, when's tank farm, when's Starship venting, when's engine chill. We can start to guess that stuff, be pretty accurate. The nose cone, that's totally new, so we're not too sure what they were doing there. I just believe it was some sort of strength testing or a pressure test for like re-entry. So not too sure. Hopefully we'll see something. It seemed like quite a bit of work for there not to be like a boom or a bang or something really clear, or a tweet from Elon saying that, it was successful. So I don't think they're done based on the fact that he hasn't said something. Bradley, what program do you use to edit your videos? I currently use Final Cut Pro. I also use Affinity Photo for some like design and stuff, but mostly it's Final Cut Pro for all my overlays and different things. How many Falcon 9 launches were there last year? Falcon 9 in 2020, I know they set their record. There were 20, let me double check. 26, I believe, including the Starships. I want to say it was like 20. The record, 2019, they set the record of 21, and then they did 26 in 2020, but that did include a couple Starship prototypes. So I want to say it was like 20. Nope, sorry. All 26 were the Falcon 9. 23 of those missions, they were able to recover the booster. So 26. What are your opinions on future asteroid mining while we're here? Is it feasible to extract the metals and somehow get them to Earth? Really timely question, actually, there, Andy. Today we saw the sample collector. It left yesterday, but it was flying home from. I just want to confirm the Orius Rex asteroid mission just started its return home. It collected what's estimated to be about a 300-gram soil sample from the asteroid Bennu, and it is starting to begin its journey home. It'll take it 2 years for it to come back from the asteroid. Bennu is believed to be made of carbon-rich debris from the early ages of our solar system for it. So what's really special about this sample is that Bennu, they really consider a time capsule, and the sample they're going to get isn't something that's going to have gone through re-entry or our atmosphere or anything there, and they open it. It's coming straight from the open air, well, not even air, from space straight to us in the sealed capsule, and then its first introduction to air will be here on Earth. So there's a lot of questions on how well that all is good. It's expected to land September 24th, 2023. So we'll bring that live if we can in Utah. It'll be landing about 80 kilometers west of Salt Lake City. So I think there's some really great ideas about doing social, or not social, but like mining for things like that on asteroids or other planets. I think there's some great opportunities. We were talking earlier about the habitats for Mars. I think, if we don't have to move stuff there, why can't we make stuff on the moon or Mars? So I think there's definitely some valid reasons. I think something that we have to be careful about, and I think, a lot of us maybe are thinking of it now since the pandemic, what are we bringing back? If we don't know what's there, is it safe to bring it back onto Earth? Should it be at the space station, or should it, be at something where, they could separate, you launch a Crew Dragon research vessel or something. Crew Dragon docks to a separate modules. But yeah, I definitely think there's some valid reasons to do it. I think is one of those things that's going to just help us further as a humanity. It's going to change us completely. We'll discover new metals. The periodic table will change. We were talking earlier how we're having new verbiage and vocabulary come into our life. Mars quakes, souls. We've all only ever known, it's, a new day. Well, it's also a new soul, but it's a different soul than us. It's a different day. We're so used to time zones here on Earth. We need to now, not super impactful to our life now, but a lot of fans, what's the time zone on Mars? Well, are there going to be time zones on Mars, for regions and different things? I don't know what this is doing, but we're going to try to recover this. It's still, it would help if autopilot was still on. It wasn't on, but that's okay. That's a lot of launches. Do you suppose they'll break the record this year? Absolutely. They're on track to break it, especially if you include Starship. But I believe that they'll, I think they'll pass it. And there she blows. Apologies, but a hard question. What is BO's new Armstrong? No speculating. New Armstrong. They have. Are you talking the New Shepard? Or are you talking New Glenn? Oh, New Armstrong. I'm just seeing. Okay. Yeah, it looks like New Armstrong was maybe a name mentioned by Jeff Bezos as kind of a rough idea of. Let me just get this going here. New Armstrong was kind of like the idea. There's New Shepard, New Glenn. Glenn was first in space. New Shepard suborbital. Well, what's next? Go to the moon. New Armstrong. I get it. I think New Armstrong, if it was ever anything, is that it was what they wanted to name their lander. But yeah, I'm not sure that was actually anything. Interesting question. I hadn't read it into that much. I'll take a look into it some more, but okay, I think everyone has voted. Yeah, we're yeah, actually it's been a little longer than I thought. So we will, let's see if how I can do this. Let me, wow, that's launching. So we'll pull me up here. And then we will, let's try this here. There we go. And we're going to now go. Something's staging. Oh, there goes the stages. So we're going to let this just keep going, see what it does, if we can get to orbit. But we'll start with the voting. see what the results are of our first round of voting here. And let us know if you think the voting's right, wrong. Let us know how you feel. But we had 40 votes from 13 people. So immediately eliminated is Gear Up Party, Mission Debrief 1, which means Mission Debrief 2 is voted for somewhere. The weekly depress is gone, detanking is gone, tonight at or on the pad is gone, and we start to get into what we have some votes for. We've got Pad B, we've got the Hangar, Colony, Debrief, the White Room, the Exclusion Zone, Mission Debrief, there it is, the second one, the Chill Pad, the Space Show Tonight, all with 1 vote. So most likely, I'm going to say all of those they're gone. We've got the Night Pad Q&A with 2 votes, Space Cave with 2 votes, Tonight on the Space Show, 2 votes, Weekly Space Jam, 2 votes. So those 4 are tied. We'll see how the other votes go. We might keep those in. We'll see. The Launchpad Trivent, Mission Talk, Discuss, and Relax has 3 votes. T- tied with 3 votes. The Launch Party with 3 votes. So those 3 are tied. We've got the Launchpad. What was that? Somehow we're in the water now. Okay. The Launchpad Live, which is basically anytime we're live for a launch, actually got 4 votes. So interesting. It's tied with Starship and Chill. I like that. The Landing Pad, 6 votes. So the Landing Pad is actually in the lead for it, which is neat to see. So I'm thinking, what do you think? Should we let us know in the chat? Do we do a second round? Oh, it changed. 6 votes. Don't change your votes just because of you're seeing it on screen. We're gonna save. There you go. Now you. So we've got this here. I'm gonna create a second one. I think. Check your TWR, Rolf. Yeah. We're going to do a second here really quick. That will have. Should we include everything from the what do you think, Mark? Discord? Should we keep the ones with 2 votes in it, or should we do just the 3 votes and up? What's the chat think? This one we'll leave open for a little longer, so we probably won't get the results tonight. I can show what the results are at, but Bradley. Okay, so I see a no from. I think everything with 2 and under should be eliminated. Okay, what's the rest? 2 votes. 2 votes is gone, Dragon, or keep it? What's people thinking? 2 votes. We're going to start this here. Great poll. I guess out. Okay. Make sure we list it. And this time I will let you still be able to pick multiple, but I'm not sure if it lets me limit it. Like you can pick 2 or something. Let's see. Let's see here. There we go. Create poll. The new poll is live. And there's the link. Go vote. So that's up in the Discord as well there for everyone. So we are going to, we'll give that a few minutes. And we'll probably leave it open for a little bit. But we'll see. Oh, I've seen some votes coming in already. Something's already leading. And I'm thinking what we'll do, we're going to try this ship one more time. Maybe 2 more times. And we're going to call it a night. For our these weekly hangouts, the last few have been about 90 minutes. Kind of aiming 90 minutes, 2 hours type of thing, hanging out. But we've been here over 3, which is awesome. We have some great chat, and the voting is awesome. And excited to see what you guys are voting for, what you think should be the new name there. So feel free to vote for all the ones that you do like, and then we will do a final round, or I will pick from the results of this one. All right, something's in the lead, and it's different from what happened last time. Just saying. And we're going to try something here that's probably a really bad idea. How are the the SRBs are attached to that. Okay, so when we stage the SRBs, we're also going to stage our ETs. Because I think we have flight issues with that. Ooh, it's tying it up. Final round should probably be... Yeah, we'll do one more round. We'll probably do that maybe tomorrow. Let people have a chance to vote that have already gone to bed. We'll leave this one up. Actually, we'll leave this one up until tomorrow, like afternoon or something. And then go there. So we'll say voting is open until time. Let's do... Let's do 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. That's what we'll do. Stage. Autopilot is re-engaged. At poor ground. Things are already exploding. We're still slowing down for some reason. Are we going to speed up here? Yes, we are. Is it enough to save us, though? Nope. So we're going to activate those engines. Stage. At least that's going to crash over the water now. It's interesting. Right now we have a 4-way tie. And it's totally different than what we had last time. Making our way slowly into an orbit here. Ooh. Stage our SRBs. Oh. Tesla has suspended vehicle purchase. Yeah, I heard that. I haven't dived into it yet. There's a few things that came out in the news while I was at dinner getting ready for tonight. But yeah, I saw that. Maybe they're going to stop using Bitcoin and only use Doge. That's not going to happen. I didn't realize it's been 2.5 hours since I started watching you. Just like a little bit of time. That's okay. I'm glad you're here. Marcus has been in my ear for like 4.5 hours at this point already. Oh, we're going for that orbit. It's working on it. What's Doge at tonight? I haven't looked at it today. Let's take a look. Doge price. Ooh, 44. Ooh. More like Doge Blue Origin? Doge who? Jeff who? Not saying that on air. I'll say that on Discord. I'm not saying that on air. Morning, mister. Great to see you here. If you want to know what Marcus just said, he will drop it in the live Hangout chat. Yeah, no, don't need that soundbite. Good to see you, mister. Yeah, I said Jeff who. I'll say that one. There's another part to that quote. It's due to environmental concerns since mining cryptocurrency causes more. See, there's something about that sentence that just doesn't seem right. Cryptocurrencies are cryptocurrencies. They're digital. Like XR, but you have to mine it on the computer. I get that. But that still seems, that always was the backwards part to me for crypto, is that there is the mining aspect. Like I get that that's why they were trying to do, but I think we're going to be in orbit here. I guess I can actually change this down. We don't need 150. Ooh, just need 100. All right. Probably already going to go through it a little bit. Oh, no, we're actually good. Using computers costs energy. It does. That does cost energy there. So if you're just joining us and haven't voted yet, we're voting on what to name these streams. So there it is. I've only got 4 people that have voted compared to the 13. We can't take this as valid numbers. So we'll that's going to be open though until tomorrow evening. Make sure we try to get as many of you on it. We'll also post it in the community hangout. Energy needs to be made, so yes, it causes more carbon emissions. Yeah, it's true. I mined like $15 worth of Bitcoin back in 2018 and totally forgot about it. I remembered about it a few months ago and got into my Coinbase account to find out that it had turned into $170. Okay. Didn't Bitcoin go way up, way more than that in this time? I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I'll take $170. Yes, please. But it's interesting seeing how, like, I play a bit in the crypto game. Buying Doge isn't easy up in Canada, unfortunately. But thought about getting into the mining. It'd be interesting to do a little bit of mining. I think we're in orbit here. Oh, it turned off the auto. Why is it not doing the autopilot? That's what we want. There we go. If I sold my Doge right now, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't have any Doge, unfortunately. If you'd like to gift Doge to the channel, we'll gladly accept it as well. In Mapleland. We can figure it out. If you want, we do accept tips in crypto. I'll put that out there. If you don't want to donate, we accept crypto. Okay. Yeah, 1,000% increase. That's awesome. We're slowly coming away to circularize our burn here, very slowly, as the Canadian jokes continue on Discord. I wanted to invest in Dogecoin when it was at. The money is tough right now, so I didn't. Yeah, I was in the same boat, Bradley. I was down at like 2 cents and then 5 cents. In the same boat. I feel you. I have some in other currencies that cryptos that I was debating moving over, but just wasn't in the cards. But that's okay. There'll be another one. And as long as you haven't lost money, then you're winning. And we should have a new burn here. We didn't have a burn. Why is there no burn? No. We just did some staging. Hot power. Yep, we ran out of power. That little light. They left the lights on. Okay, I guess I'm gonna head off. Have a good night, Dragon. Oh, I heard that one, mister. There's also the guy that threw out an old hard drive when he was moving. And it like the value of it now was like millions. I felt bad for him. But not really, but like a little bit. Yeah, it's gone. He encrypted his disk too. Yeah. I mean, like it made sense for how much he had on it, but unfortunately, not the smartest. So we're going to now pick a place to land this. And we're going to aim for the VAB again. Set. We're going to land at the target. Quick time warp up to 50 times. Dakota. I joined and heard the key smacking and thought I was about to see some rage. Well, welcome, Dakota. I don't think I've maybe seen one once before. No, we were out of electrical power. So, yeah, no, out of electrical power. We should be good now. We're using MechJev tonight. This is probably going to be our last mission for this evening. We've been here for coming up on 3.5 hours, but glad you're here with us. We are voting on the name for what our live streams will be called starting next week for at least these weekly night streams. So feel free to drop a vote if you're interested, if you're just joining us. Also, you can check out our Discord. It's free to join. We have a huge public side of it. You can connect with me and our really awesome community 24/7 or whenever anyone's online. Check out our Patreon if you would like to help support the channel. And check out our Inspiration 4 fundraiser as well, trying to help cure cancer as part of our Inspiration 4 coverage. So we'll be fundraising for that over the next couple of months, and the links will be coming up in the chat here in just the next little bit. So you can take a look at any of those. All that helps advance the channel. And hopefully we will be able to be... you might start seeing some ads coming up on our videos. We'll try not to do them too often in the next couple of weeks. Just know that's another way that you're helping watch the channel or help the channel grow for it. We'll try to make sure they're not the annoying ones that you can't skip and stuff. But even those quick ones are there. Considering your channel is named The Launch Pad, your weekly Hangouts name is logically The Landing Pad, in my personal opinion. I mean, right now, that is one of the options that is tied. And I'm not voting right now. I didn't vote round one either. This is all y'all. So we'll see. We'll see if we get any different results in the first round, maybe later. And we'll see how it goes. Bad typo, sorry. Guys, I got you. Got a new chair. Super squeaky. Sleep deprived near miss Pat. A little bit. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it here. It's getting late even over here on the western side of North America. But it's been great hanging out here. We're gonna try this attempt here. See if the autopilot can land a Mercury vessel. See if it can make it through re-entry. And we'll go from there. Now it seems like we're pretty close to on target. We won't deploy our chutes till at the very end there. Daybreak in Europe, so I'm fresh. Awesome. We are planning on doing a larger like Kerbal live stream fundraiser as part of our Inspiration Fund for fundraiser. We'll probably do that sometime late June, early July. So we'll be collecting all your crafts to build. We're also going to open up to an opportunity that if you guys want to come on and fly your crafts, we'll open an opportunity for that probably late next month or so, middle of next month, a couple weeks before the stream, once we have a date. And it'll be a way that we can bring you in through our production system. You just have to be able to screen share and fly your crafts. If you have a mic, that'd be great. You don't have to have a camera. That's not required, but a mic is always helpful just so we can kind of hear what you're doing and your plans for it. So we'll be working on those plans. We're debating between if it's going to be like a 12-hour stream or a 24-hour stream, or what we'll do there or less, or what we're going to do. So yeah, stay tuned for that, but that'll be coming up in the next couple months. Oh, we're coming back. Are we going to be able to land the Mercury with its third or fourth stage? Saturn V, love forever. Absolutely. You can't. Can you? There it is. Saturn V, love forever. And we're coming in for a landing here. Looks like we might be a little long. Oh, no, that's coming down. Unfortunately, it's the evening, so it's a little harder to see. I believe in simplicity. Why not make a Saturn V work before? I mean, valid. Oh, it's even deploying the chutes. I didn't know it could do that. Not sure we're going to get to the VAB with the chutes, though. We'll be close. It seems to think that the VAB is here, because I've landed a few here. And it seems to think that that's where it is. Just tried to change it over to the pad and it doesn't. We're too low. That's okay. We're going to land at the VAB. It's a good achievement of going to the moon, but it's like going across your house in perspective, not that. that's good. And we're coming down here. And a nice little burn at the end. I'm just curious, can it do it without the chutes? Nailed it. Oh, there we go. Can we get it up? Oh. Oh, we're almost there. Can we stick it? Can we stick the landing? We're making our way back to the VAB. I want a mission to Ares and Pluto orbiter. That'd be cool. Yeah, we're only taking our first baby steps. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just the beginning. But I think that is, I think, going to wrap us up for tonight. Thank you guys for being here for 3.5 hours. I'll pull up here the polling just so you can see what the final results were from this evening on the second round of our voting. And we'll take a look at that, and then we will conclude for tonight. Send in those last second questions. I'll answer those. But there are the current results as they sit. So we are in a tied situation. Don't go changing your vote. But we'll see where we are at tomorrow evening when I open up the final round, which we'll have, I think we'll go for 4 options, maybe 5. We'll see if there's a tie. And then we will put out a link tomorrow night. And then you'll have one choice to pick your top one. And then I will take those voting results and mix them with my kind of feelings. And we will have our name. Yeah, and I want to go Pluto too. Fascinating little planet. Still a planet. Absolutely. Pluto is a planet. Also, we think there's other planets past Pluto, so it'll be interesting to see that science come out in the near future. But that is going to do it for us here tonight. By next time our next weekly live stream, we will have the studio done. If you haven't joined us over on Discord yet, you can do so. If you join our Patreon, our lowest tier on Patreon, you can go behind the scenes. I've been going live on there the last few days. And you'll be able to access the chat, and I'll be posting pictures. If you go a little higher up in tiers, you can access the live video and hangouts and stuff, where I actually have the camera on while we're working in the studio or editing videos or different things there, and you can have input. We've got other levels there, but all that goes back in. It's definitely not expected, but it's greatly appreciated. Make sure that you have followed us over on Twitter at TLPN_official. If you're still on Facebook, you can like us there. And of course, subscribe on YouTube, but it's the middle of the night, so I'm assuming most of you are already. But that is going to do it for us. I'm seeing some more votes come in, but we will keep those a secret until tomorrow. If you voted, there is a button you can see the results as well for it. Where do you get the Saturn V model thing? So the one that's behind me there, the Saturn V, that is a Lego one. I'll be doing a review video on that shortly and releasing a link. So the Launchpad is now an affiliate with Amazon, so we will be able to put links out for you. There is a channel in our Discord that's called TLP Links and Promos. Anytime we have a promo code or an affiliate link for you to pick up either some of the equipment or models or different things, we will put that in there for you guys to be able to help out. If you're going to order it off Amazon, you may as well do it through the affiliate link. It helps out the channel so we can get more in here. We've got another model that's going to make that one look small coming in the near future. Excited for that to be coming here and you guys to see that. But we definitely have a promo code on that one already assigned. Got a couple other things still in the works and other promo codes ready for us to use. So hopefully next few weeks we'll be able to start releasing those. And we're going to start our reviews. As you can see, the ISS Lego set is in our review studio booth with our lighting. So we're ready to take some of those fantastic photos for our review. Those are going to be quick, 30, 45 second videos with a description of it and the affiliate links in the description. But that's going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you guys all for being here as always. This was the 4th and last weekly Hangout until we have our new name. Until next time, this is Zach with the Launchpad signing off. Have a great night, everyone.